everyone, my name is Mehek. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing fine, and like always, I also hope that you guys are reading. Back with the book of the week that I finished reading. It's called Honest Answers. It's basically about interview and negotiation skills to get to the truth, and it's written by Lena Sisco. Coming to the plot of the story, Lena Sisco is basically a former US Navy interrogator. In this book, she has shared skills to basically enhance your daily conversations and interact with people, how you can make it effective, basically both your verbal and non-verbal communication. Currently, she basically trains the government agencies, even the corporates and law enforcement in various skills like communication, negotiation, finding out truth, interview skills, persuasion skills, and so on. The book includes a lot of examples which comes from her very challenging investigations that she conducts with lawbreakers and criminals. But initially I thought that okay, these are the conversations that she's having with these criminals and lawbreakers. How would I be able to apply those skills in my daily life? But that's not the case. All the communication tips that she's given is something that can be applied to your daily life in any scenario. So I think that was something that was very useful. She basically trains you how to trust and go with your gut feeling, how to train it, how to control your conversations, and how to basically persuade people to be honest with you. The book is also one-stop solution for all your interview and negotiation skills, like it says here. So it has various tips how you can improve your interviewing skills, how you can how you can be a great negotiator. Everything is included in the book. Another great thing about it is that she has also included some of interesting exercises. So while you were reading about these wonderful methods and tips, there are also exercises that you can do at the end of the day after you finish every chapter, where you can actually apply these skills that she is sharing. Now there are many tips and skills in the book, but I would quickly like to share some of my favorite ones that I came across. The first one is basically how you can conduct a successful interview. In that, the author shares a valuable tip. She says that it's very important to have self-awareness. So she says that we should all be aware of how we look and sound when we are communicating, because that's very important. So she says that, for example, when you tell a person that they can't do something, they will most likely become defensive. But when you say to a person what they can do, they are more prone to listen and agree with you. So I think that is very great when you are approaching any communication. Rather than telling people what they can't do, which I think starts off on a negative note and puts them in a defensive mood, you can start by saying what they can do, so then they're more likely to listen to what you're saying, which I found a very handy and useful information. Another important thing she says that how when you are trying to build a rapport, it's okay if you ask for help. She says that a former colleague of mine once told me that Lena, the only reason why we help each other is because it makes us feel good. That's true, right? We help people because it makes us feel good at the end of the day. So, she's giving an example that instead of asking your kids to or giving them order to clean the room, why don't you, or clean the kitchen, why don't you ask them for help? So you can, make it as a simple request to your kids at the end of the day. Can you help me? Can you help me clear the table, or can you help me clean the kitchen? They will most likely help you and do a great job, rather than ordering them to clean the table or to do this or do that. Another important tip she shares is that how you can question people objectively, how you can better phrase your questions. So she says that assumptions may cause you to ask biased questions. When we assume something for someone, we automatically ask them biased questions. And in this way, the responses that you may get might not be what necessarily that you're looking for. So she says, she shares an example here. If you ask your child, did you take out the trash as I asked you to? First, it's a yes or no question, making it easy for the child to lie that, yes, I did it, or, or I just put it somewhere, or they'll just lie to you. Second, the question is too wordy and has an accusation, because you're asking the child that, did you put out the trash as I asked you to? And this will only make your child turn very defensive. So instead you would want to ask, when did you take out the trash today? Now it looks like, that you are someone who is assuming that the kid has already put out a trash. This kind of is a better way of asking a question, because now even if the kid has not put out the trash, they may turn around and say that, oh, I didn't, or I forgot, and I will put out the trash now. So that was another tip. Yeah, there is again another chapter about how you can overcome conversational challenges. So she says that, people say that you cannot avoid death and taxes, but there is something else that you can absolutely not avoid is confrontations. Like, I am a person who not very comfortable when confronting people. So she has given some tips here which I think are very useful. And especially when you are in an argument with your partner or anyone around you, these tips will be actually quite handy. So she says that the first tip is put your brain on pause. So instead of immediately reacting upon hearing something, pause before you do, say or think anything. We can only analyze a situation or conversation if we are rational. So there's this quote, right? Do not react, you first think and then you act. That is very important. Another tip is that listen objectively without your internal voice. So this is something I found very true, that when we are usually listening to someone and thinking about what we want, so when the person is talking to us, we might not agree with what they are saying. So internally in our brains, we are just thinking about the counter argument or things that we want to say. So there's this constant internal chatter that's going on while the opposite person is talking. So the author says that it's very important that you put that internal chatter to, pause and actually hear what the person opposite to you is talking. That's very important. Own your part and action. So if someone is telling you that your tone of voice is not right, you should thank them and not blame them, because they are the one who is observing you. So maybe next time you want to work on your tone. The last tip that the writer shares is that focus on what you can control and not on what you can't. So that is something, sorry about the bike noise in the video. Lastly, one of the tips that the author shared was about the biases that we have when we converse with people. The first one is the stereotype bias. So when we, stereotype people because of the language or because of the region that they come from, and automatically our conversations are based on those biases. Another one is the similar to me bias. When you find someone like you, and because they share something in common, we automatically like or favor them and are biased towards them. The third one is the halo or the horn effect. So because we rate individuals too high, we kind of tend to be biased towards them. Like she shared an example saying that he's too smart to do this, or because he's a doctor, he could not treat a girl like that. You hold someone at a pedestal, and because of that you turn by. They're too good to do this. They're too influential to do this. Things like that. So that is something that the author tells us is something that we should avoid, having these biases in our conversations. So yeah, these are some of the very few tips that kind of stayed with me, but the book is full of many more tips, especially for someone. There are many tips for negotiations, which I found very useful. So yeah, all in all, I would recommend this book for anyone who is interested in kind of getting a deeper understanding about how you can master the art of interviewing or negotiation. And it's actually not filled with a lot of jargons, or it's not something that is technical. I found it a very easy read. So yeah, that was all on this book. Thank you for watching this video. I'm going to see you guys next week with another title. Till then, take care. Bye bye.